Let's start from these cards.
You're open? Go.
Does it end with a 1 or an exclamation mark? Oh, I forgot. Is something that we may often hear. Most people may forget their passwords and sometimes may not have good passwords or may not be safe with their passwords. I've experienced this several times. I've forgotten my password several times, and I once had my Gmail hacked by some random person in Wuhan, China, because I didn't have a strong enough password. I've learned from this, and I've taught myself, and I've done better with keeping myself safe with passwords, and I would like to inform everyone here how to keep themselves safe with passwords. This speech is going to be all about passwords. It will go over what is a password, the importance of passwords, how to make a good one, how to remember it, and how to be safe with passwords. Now, let's begin with what is a password. Merriam-Webster defines password as, quote, a sequence of characters to access a computer system or digital device, unquote. An example of this is whenever you're logging onto your Gmail account, your Sonic app on your phone, or just any little thing where you put in your password. And now that we know what a password is, let's go into the importance of password. The UC Council University says that passwords are important because they, quote, make sure that you keep your personal information safe and don't let anyone else know your personal information. This is important because you want no one else to have your information, and it keeps yourself safe from other people. Now let's go on to how do we make a good password. Webroot says that making a good password is having a random sequence of numbers, letters, and symbols. Suggests to avoid using pure dictionary words and suggests using things like phrases. When making a password, you're going to want to avoid using things like a birthday or having the word password in your password, as those are generally unsafe and often predictable passwords. Another thing is you don't want to have the same password for multiple accounts, as if someone gets into one of your accounts, if you have the same password over and over again, they're going to be able to access everything about you. Example phrase that Webroot gives for a good password is the phrase, to be or not to be. That is this quote from Hamlet, it has its own unique spin, as you can edit it to where instead of 2, you could have the number 2, you could have random capitalization, you could have underscores or just no spaces in between the words. That makes an example of a good and strong password that is a good thing to keep. And now that we know how to make a good password, let's go into how to remember our passwords. When remembering our passwords, according to Dashlane, some things to avoid is you don't want to write down your password physically, you don't want to remember your password, and you don't want to keep it in things like your Notes app on your phone. The issue with writing it down physically is that if someone walks by your computer, they could see your password, whether it be at home or at the office, and you don't want them seeing that and being able to access your account. The issue with writing it down on your Notes app is someone could go through your phone and they could see it. You could lose your phone, or your phone could be stolen, and then the thief would be able to know your password. And lastly, with memory, we're human. We are not perfect. We will forget our passwords sometimes. I thought I could remember my Northwest password, and 2 weeks later I had to go to the counselor's office and have to try and get my account back, and that was a fun experience. Something to actually use though would be a thing like a password manager like Dashlane or 1Password. These are safe, encrypted ways to keep all your passwords in one place digitally, and all you have to do is remember 1Password to get into this password manager. And now that we know how to keep our passwords safe, encrypted online, without getting anyone else knowing your password, let's go into how to be safe with our passwords. According to the University of California, you shouldn't tell anyone your password. Companies aren't going to call you and ask for your password. The only time you should be using your password is whenever you're logging into something. Another tip with keeping your password safe is enabling multi-factor authorization. Multi-factor authorization is when if you were to try and sign in on one device, it would send a code or email to another device to verify that it is you and not someone else. This adds an extra hurdle to someone trying to break into your accounts. The more hurdles they have to face, the better you are and the safer you are. And to conclude this speech, we have gone over all about passwords. We have gone over passwords, what they are, their importance, how to make a strong password, how to remember passwords, and how to be safe with our passwords. I hope that the speech has informed you, and I hope that you will take something with this. If you see errors in how you use passwords, I hope that you will be taught how you can fix it, and thank you for listening to my speech.